Welcome to Your Future, Your Way, where we explore the many ways to reach your academic and professional goals. Whether you are a recent grad, considering career advancement, or even changing careers, this podcast is for you. There is more than one way to do higher education. This is Your Future, Your Way.
Hello, I'm Anna.
And hi, I'm Emma, and we're both enrollment coaches for the professional degrees and certificates in the Division of Continuing Studies at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Get ready for an application assistance takeover.
Today on our podcast, you'll learn helpful tips to make your application stand out.
Before we start, we want you to know that the views, information, or opinions expressed in this podcast do not reflect the views of the Division of Continuing Studies, the University of Wisconsin-Madison, or the Board of Regents.
Congratulations on taking the first step towards your graduate studies at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. We know that starting this journey can be intimidating, so we're here to guide you through that process and help you feel both prepared and hopefully excited to submit your application. Today, we'll walk you through the minimum application requirements that all graduate programs at UW-Madison have, and then show you where to find the specific requirements for your chosen program. We'll also wrap up with some best practices and help fine-tune your application materials.
Before we dive into the application details, we suggest taking some time to explore the wide range of professional graduate programs offered at UW-Madison. Visit ptc.wisc.edu/explore to search for degrees by topic and modality, ensuring the program you choose aligns with your academic and career goals while balancing other commitments like family and work. Once you've found a program that fits your needs, head over to grad.wisc.edu and search for your program's website. Another valuable resource is the Graduate Guide, available at guide.wisc.edu/graduate. The guide provides detailed admission information, including application details and a list of required materials. Be sure to mark application deadlines on your calendar so you submit your materials on time.
All right, now we're ready to dive into gathering your application materials. Let's start with the minimum admission requirements set by the graduate school. First, a bachelor's degree is required. That probably seems pretty obvious, but the degree must be from a regionally accredited U.S. institution or a comparable degree from an international institution.
Next up, your grade point average, or GPA, which is usually considered on a 4.0 scale. A minimum undergraduate grade point average of 3.0 on the equivalent of the last 60 semester credit hours is required. You can plan to upload unofficial transcripts when submitting your application. The graduate school will request your official transcripts after the program has recommended you for admission.
Now, a few items specific to international applicants. Applicants from an international institution must demonstrate strong academic achievement comparable to a 3.0 for an undergraduate or master's degree. You can find those GPA converting tools anywhere online to find out how your GPA converts to a 4.0 scale. International applicants also must submit materials demonstrating English proficiency. And finally, international applicants must provide proof of adequate financial resources.
That briefly sums up the graduate school's minimum admissions requirements. We encourage you to get more details at grad.wisc.edu/apply/requirements. After this short break, we'll focus on program-specific requirements.
This episode of Your Future, Your Way comes from UW-Madison Professional Programs, offering over 90 graduate-level programs including online and evening and weekend options for working adults. For more details, visit us at go.wisc.edu/pro.
While the graduate school sets those general admission requirements that we just talked about, you're going to find that individual academic programs often have more rigorous requirements or slightly different requirements. So let's explore some of those commonly required materials that you might need to submit. Remember, always check your program's website or the graduate guide for a detailed list of what's going to be expected for you.
As I mentioned earlier, many programs require a copy of your transcripts to assess your completed coursework and GPA. If your GPA is below a 3.0, use your statement of purpose to explain any extenuating circumstances or demonstrate how you've grown academically or professionally since earning that GPA. Another commonly required application material is for applicants to provide up to 3 letters of recommendation. The letters are used by the admissions committee to gain insight into what you are like as a student, employee, or volunteer. Select individuals who can provide relevant recommendations that highlight your abilities and potential for success in grad school.
Next up, your statement of purpose. So, this is an essay where you can articulate your interest in the program and then share more details about your academic, work experience, academic goals, why you're a suitable candidate for the program. Some programs provide specific questions to answer, so be sure to check that program's admission requirements for more details. And we have a great podcast episode that dives really deeply into statement of purpose, so you can check that out if you're still not totally sure about how to approach this. Okay, so some programs request a copy of your CV or your resume. You want to make sure your resume is up to date and it highlights your academic and your professional experiences. And a few programs require applicants to provide those standardized test scores, the Graduate Record Examination or the GRE. Prepare for these tests well in advance, as your scores can definitely impact your application decision.
And finally, some graduate programs require interviews as part of the admission process. Be prepared to discuss your interests and academic background and motivation for pursuing this specific program.
That covers the most commonly required application materials. Before you hit submit, we'd like to share a few best practices to keep in mind.
The first one is to get organized. Create a checklist or spreadsheet to track deadlines and the progress of your application materials.
Next, proofread and edit. Carefully review your application for grammar, spelling, formatting errors. A well-polished application reflects your attention to detail and your professionalism.
Follow instructions. Make sure to adhere to the specific application instructions provided by your program. Double check that you submitted all required documents in the correct formats.
Next, we recommend that you get some feedback. Reach out to mentors, professors, or peers who have previously applied to graduate school to review your application materials. Their insights can be really helpful as you refine your application.
And finally, connect with an enrollment coach like us. An enrollment coach can help with questions about application requirements specific to your program of interest. You can email coach@pdc.wisc.edu to get started.
Preparing your application materials for graduate school at UW-Madison should feel like an exciting and rewarding experience. You're investing in your future, and it's time to take it seriously. By thoroughly researching your chosen program, meeting your deadlines, and assembling a strong application package, you'll enhance your chances of admission to UW. Keep in mind, each program may have its own specific requirements. Be sure to tailor your approach accordingly.
If you have any questions about professional graduate programs or need guidance on your application materials, don't hesitate to reach out to us at coach@pdc.wisc.edu. An enrollment coach will be happy to assist you. Thank you for joining our Application Assistance Takeover. Best of luck with your application.
On Wisconsin.
Join us next time to learn more about professional programs at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Learn how to shape your future your way.